notification. Hit that notification bell. I'm leaving that in. That's not going to be a blooper. I'm leaving that one in. Pork rind. What's up, nerds and turds? I'm Jeremy, the Uncultured Nerd.
And I'm Catherine, the Uncultured Wife.
And today we're going to be re-recording, I guess you could call it, our screwed up audio for the Detroit Part 3 playthrough. If you haven't watched our last video for Comic-Con, go ahead and check it out. It's really awesome. But I let you guys know that our computer kind of screwed up and messed up the audio portion of our playthrough. Yeah, you can blame me all you want, but it was the computer.
Our computer.
Yeah. She's so rude.
So we're going to be basically doing the voiceover and talking about a little bit more of the Comic-Con stuff that we didn't tell you about.
Yeah,
and
rewatching through what we recorded and stuff, so we can, comment on it.
And then this week we're going to do multiple uploads so that you guys get some fresh stuff as well.
Yeah.
So on top of that, if you notice on our table, we got a couple things. This is the Goku the Goku I didn't get signed out of the box. Go ahead and go over to our Instagram to check it out. We got some really good, high-quality photos of this thing. He's pretty awesome. I really like him. He's much bigger than your standard collectible, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. And then over here is Alice in Wonderland. Actually, Jeremy got this for me for Christmas. It's from Hallmark. What?
What can I say? He's the best husband ever.
And I love Alice in Wonderland. I just got a massive tattoo as well of Alice in Wonderland, so...
Yeah, we'll post that on Instagram too, so you guys can check it out.
Show it off.
But if you ever want to see our collectibles, if you ever want to see kind of us being just goofy and stupid, head over to our Instagram and check us out. We post a lot of stuff up there. We're getting better at it. We also have Twitter, but a lot of it's basically the same stuff. You can follow us on either or both if you'd like to.
Yeah, we like meeting fellow gamers just like you guys. It's kind of cool to meet everybody in the community, and if you're starting YouTube, definitely message us. We'd love to hear from people like that. So
to keep it going, we had 2 other loot boxes, mystery boxes that we got from Comic-Con. Again, if you watched the video before, you know we had more than one. This time, however, we're going to put a poll up on Instagram, let you guys choose what you want to see, and we're going to pair each of the boxes up with a game, and we'll do a kind of not really a playthrough so much as just playing the game, show you some of the stuff that we're interested in. Yeah, just having fun, and then at the end we'll do the unboxing.
Yeah.
So we have the first choice, which is our retro throwbox mystery box.
Ooh.
I don't know why I keep calling it a throwbox. It's a mystery box. It's a retro, kind of Nintendo retro game. And we're going to be pairing that with Michael Tyson's Punch-Out! We don't have the original.
He's in the white today.
Yeah, she's going to be in the white. So if you'd like to see us play Punch-Out!, definitely not going to be a full playthrough. I've never played Punch-Out! Before.
I've played it. I'm not so great. My brother played a lot of it, beat it. I've seen him beat it, but it's,
So if you'd like to watch that, we'll put that up on, again, there's going to be a straw poll. We'll put it up on Instagram. And then I got, of course, a nice Dragon Ball Z mystery box, which I'm super excited about. And you don't know how hard it is for me not to just tear into this. We've had this now for a week and a half, and it's killing me not opening this. Which now means you're not going to vote for it.
Don't let him fool you. He gets Dragon Ball cards that he gets to open every so often. So
I'm super excited.
He's happy about that.
I'm very excited. Just got a couple more in the mail today. So if you'd like to see that, I'm actually going to be pairing that with the Dragon Ball Fighter Z game, which is one of the 2 Dragon Ball games I have. I also have Xenoverse 2, but I like the Dragon Ball Fighter Z game a lot better. It just is much more faithful to the show, and I just like playing it. So if you guys would like to see that, we'll do that with the mystery box at the end. So again, head to Instagram, let us know what you'd like, and let's get into the game.
Yeah, let's get into this.
Alright, so basically we left off last time not knowing if Connor was alive or dead because we basically screwed up the first mission.
Are you 4 minutes in?
And... what?
Are you 4 minutes in?
Yeah, we're supposed to be, because
Oh,
all
okay.
the other stuff is just junk anyway.
Okay. All right.
So this was a huge surprise for us because we weren't sure if Connor was going to be alive or dead.
Oh, yeah, we were
and
pretty shocked.
Lo and behold, here he is. So
If you kill him in the beginning,
yeah,
he'll
I know.
still be alive.
Thank goodness. Like I said, we played a couple other chapters, and so he has a much bigger role in the game other than this, but we weren't quite sure how permadeath everything was. I'm sure some of the characters won't come back. And so it was just really neat seeing him come back, because we know there's at least one or two other things that he gets to do.
And it makes sense. He's an android, so of course they're gonna like rebuild him and stuff.
Yeah.
But you never
Well,
know.
He seems to be the main character of everything, so
Right.
that was pretty. It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
So this is the first time you get to meet Clancy Brown, who I finally get to remember his name. Mainly because we just watched Buckaroo Banzai for the first time last night. And if you haven't seen Buckaroo Banzai, holy moly, 80s. Like, I feel like I just took an entire, like, bath in the ocean of 80s. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
It had
Jeff Goldblum.
Christopher Lloyd. It had I'm not gonna be able to remember everybody. The main guy is a super famous guy that I can't remember what the heck his name is.
I know.
But it had
a
just
ton of people
a
in it.
host of 80s actors and actresses in it that it was like their first time ever being in a movie. It almost felt that way. It was like their first role. It was really cool to see them that young.
Yeah, so young. It was hilarious. But
Of course, the only reason I knew anything about it was because of Ready Player One, which we
watched the night before that.
Yeah, we just watched that again because we just bought it. It is such a good movie.
It's a great movie. If you haven't watched it, stop this video and go watch it right now.
Yeah, I would definitely say go watch it. It's really neat.
It's great.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those movies that I think is going to transcend time. And it was really neat, too, because I had read the book before I went and watched the movie. I had read the book when it originally came out, and it is such a great book. And they changed some stuff, like they typically do. And there's Clancy right there. He's such a good actor. I mean, he's kind of like a character actor, like Ron Perlman. He doesn't get a lot of lead roles, but he seems to be in, like, everything.
But maybe he likes it that way. Like, maybe he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of actors like doing that.
Yeah.
Or they're more comfortable doing that type of stuff.
Yeah.
What do you want?
So speaking of Jeff
You were assigned a
Goldblum,
case.
there were a couple other things that we didn't tell you guys that we got to do while we were there, and a couple other people that we got to meet.
In accordance with procedure, the
Yeah,
company has
and
allocated
so
a
Jeff
specialized
Goldblum was
model to
one of
assist
those that we got to meet, and that again was happen chance because we weren't planning on really going up and getting autographs and doing that stuff. And James, bless his soul, had some photo ops, one of which was with Jeff Goldblum, and he invited us along. And if you ever want to see a guy who just is who he is, Jeff Goldblum is that guy.
He's so suave and
Every movie role, he is who he is, and then in real life when you meet him, he is who he is.
and he's good looking. I mean, not going to beat around the bush. Yeah, he's very clean, put together. And his family was there, which was really nice. They were when he was signing autographs. They were kind of all hanging out with him. Some of his kids and his wife and his mom.
Yep.
That was kind of cool.
I'm glad we chose the route that we chose here.
The same again, please.
The first time I played through
Make it a double.
this scenario, I believe I got a couple negative points. I made it out. Still buying him a drink, but I got a couple negative points.
And you want to get him to kind of like you, be more favorable, because right now
or at least
he's
we're
not.
trying to. I don't know how the rating system works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think right now he's against androids, and I don't think we found out why.
Nope.
Yeah. But
We have a guess. We've gotten far enough that we kind of have guessed what it is.
yeah.
And this is kind of... I love that. I mean, the graphics in this game are so...
It's like watching.
So, of course, when we got up to Jeff Goldblum, all of us are hyperventilating. And he leaned in and shook every one of our hands nice to meet you, great to meet you, thank you so
My
much for coming.
instructions are to accompany
And then he
you
sees
to
Kat
crimes.
coming. And James and I are standing kind of next to each other, and she's coming from behind, and he leans in between both of us and goes,
You shut the fuck up and you wait here.
honey.
Yeah,
And my wife was like,
He called me sweetie,
Oh, yeah, he
and
said-
I
he said-
basically fainted
he's like-
because
he's like, look at you, sweetie. My wife was like,
I know we'll have to post the picture
my
up
God.
so you guys can see.
he was such a nice guy.
Oh my god, and I'm like freaking out.
And it
So
kind of made up
awesome.
for, if you don't know who Brett Spiner is Data, and he plays Dr. I'm not going to remember what his name is, but it's also in Independence Day,
Androids are not permitted
and the
in
new
office.
Independence Day, and he plays
It's with me.
other characters in various other movies, but those are the two biggest that he's known
What
for.
part of staying?
And I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I grew up on The Next Generation, so it was a huge honor for
You
me to
don't
go and
talk,
meet
you
him.
don't touch anything.
And my wife came
I
up
just
and
came along.
of course
you know.
didn't know that that's who he was
No.
in
And he has
Independence
the
Day.
he has
That
the
was the
pictures up
plan
on the
until his
table of
asshole
stuff that
fell.
he can sign of stuff that he's been in. And so of course I saw him as the scientist,
Oh, very
crazy,
funny. Just tell me
guy
what
from Independence Day. And I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, he plays that guy from Independence Day as well, and I had no idea.
Embarrassed.
And of course,
crap
the
out of
woman
me.
heard that, and so she told him that. Sorry.
Jesus, that
And yeah,
smell.
very
Even worse
embarrassing. And
before
he
we
was
opened the
like,
windows.
he was like,
Just know
yeah,
that it was
that's called
embarrassing.
acting.
It was unbelievably embarrassing.
And
was so
aggravated
embarrassing.
assault.
But he was awesome. He was
He was
really.
really cool.
Kind of a low.
I
He was
recommend
very
meeting
cool.
him. He was very
Stayed
down to
inside
earth
most
and
of the time. They
nice
hardly ever
and
saw.
a little bit quirky. And,
Stayed easy.
Yeah.
Wasn't worth
And I would
calling
definitely
everybody out
recommend
in
if
the
you
middle of
if
the
you
night.
ever have a
Could've
chance
waited
to
till
go
morning.
and you
I'd
have
say he's
a
been
little
there
bit
for
of
a
money
good
to
3
spend.
weeks. We'll know more when the
Definitely
coroner gets
get
here.
more than one day.
There's a
I know we
kitchen
said it our
knife
last
over
video,
here.
and if you haven't seen our last
Probably the
video,
murder
then it's
weapon.
good to know that getting more than one day is the way to go. It was such a much more relaxing experience, and going on Friday and then tail end of Sunday is just, it's like a
Sign
different
of a
world.
break-in.
It is so much quieter.
The
People
landlord
aren't
said the
pushing
front
you
door was
and
locked from
cutting
the
you
inside.
off and
All the windows were
grabbing. I mean, it was just such a good experience. So if you want to go two,
killer must
go
have gone out
two.
the back
But
way.
getting more than
What do
one
we know
day
about his
is the way that I
Three's
would
worth
much.
it. I mean, Friday
The
is
neighbors
so
confirmed
slow
he
that
had
you
one,
actually
but it
get to
wasn't
see
here when we
everything.
arrived.
Saturday's super busy, but a lot of the main actors and people are there if you like to meet
I gotta
them.
get some air.
And then Sunday is more low
Make yourself
key,
at
but they
home.
have like Q&As and stuff
be
that are
outside.
free that you can go, with panels of actors and actresses, which is awesome, to see them answer questions and totally free. I mean,
So this
Can't
was
beat
kind of
that.
neat because they finally started to tie a little bit of stuff in. So if you saw, he saw the red drug, which I can't remember. I think it's like red mist or something like that. The red crystal
yeah, the crystal
drug
stuff.
on the table, which if you remember, and I know we post it every week, we're going to try to go more often, but if you remember a couple weeks ago, Kara found the drugs in
In the laundry
the laundry
detergent.
detergent, and got threatened by the dad, who I can't remember what his name is because he's not important enough to remember.
Yeah, he's a jerk anyway.
Yeah, nothing in the closet, buddy.
Who's playing this? Searching the closet.
Yeah, so Evangeline Lilly was also there.
We didn't really get to
We
meet
didn't
her.
really get to see
She
her,
had a
but it was
Q&A.
okay. She had a
No
huge
human
long
rights
line,
like this.
and I was okay not meeting her. We got to kind of stand off to the side and at least see her, and that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then we
Chris,
talked about
is this
Jason
written in the
Mamoa last
victim's
time,
blood?
but we all made idiots of ourselves. I called him a big, beautiful man.
I
And he
told,
is. He's
I
the
told him
guy's
he
an
was
Adonis.
huge. I mean, he is, and he just had like kind of a goofy grin on his face when
Oh
we
my
both talked to
God.
him.
So
And the
embarrassing.
picture,
It was so
the
embarrassing.
picture, it's just like,
That's what I mean. You get up there and you're just
Seems
like,
our friend
I
Carlos
don't know
like
what to say, and the stupidest stuff will come out of
then
your
they
mouth.
take a picture of you after, and
Chris,
you're
I
just
want
like,
full analysis on the
Yeah,
narcotics.
yeah, exactly.
yeah, crazy. But it's awesome. It's cool to actually see the people that are in stuff that you watch, and I mean, you just realize they're all pretty much down to earth people that are just like me or you. They're just acting and pretending to be other things 'cause that's what they like to do for a living. So
Now this was kind of neat because I don't know if we just passed it or it's coming up, But just by the kitchen, there is a door to go outside. Now, the very, very, very first time that I did this, before we decided we were going to put it on the channel, I went outside. When we came into the kitchen, the option was to go outside. But I chose to look at this stuff first and reconstruct the scene. And then the option to go outside went
gone.
away.
Yeah.
And we saw Clancy Brown's character go outside and through the same door. So I think that's kind of like a time thing. Like, if you go out there before he does, and before he has a chance to see that there's nothing out here, then that option goes away, and you don't get to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you finished taking samples?
It's interesting. It shows the options, that you take really play out in a certain way. That's why we love this game, too, because there's just so many different ways you can do it.
Oh, and then there's stuff that you didn't even see, like recognize, like the,
Yeah.
the episode where you can recognize what the character's wearing. You're like, what? Didn't even know that would have been an option.
What? What was that?
God, I'm so bad with the names. I think it was Marcus. When Marcus was in the house helping him out and he was eating breakfast, you had an option to notice what he was wearing.
Oh, to talk about what he's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's interesting how they have those magazines in each
That's why I keep
frame.
looking at them.
Because there has to be some. I think those are kind of helping you keep track of time as you go through.
Maybe. But I mean, there's
the development.
I mean, to be honest, in most RPG games, they have literature that you can read that fleshes out the world that you're in. And I don't usually read them because for me, it takes me out of the experience because it slows it down so much.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about it to begin with because I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to learn so much about it. And then by the fourth, thing that you pick up that's about 6 pages of reading, I'm like, okay, I'd like to play the game, please.
Well, it's good to
These
have
are pretty good,
background,
though. These are only a couple pages. They're never
Yeah, they're
really
not
that
bad.
long.
They're not bad.
So this was another thing that confused us because in both times that we've made it to this point, we don't know what RA9 is. And we don't know what the figure is. And the option later on, when you're recounting how everything happens, you have the option at the very beginning. Clancy is going to ask, where did everything start? You have the option to say the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I never do, and I always get nervous because you get the little timer thing going down. I'm like, which one am I going to
Oh,
pick?
there it goes.
But I'm wondering if it started in the bathroom. I mean, nothing after that, you don't get to choose the bathroom again. So you don't get to talk about this.
But they do give you wrong options just in case, though.
They do. I just find it funny that you'd have this and then nobody talks about it. It just is weird to me.
I know, it is weird. There's obviously something that we miss every time we play. I don't know.
Well, we've only done it twice. Yeah, so see, if you look down the hall when I was doing that, the option's still there to go outside. I don't take it.
Something
I could.
weird in the bathroom. Did you see that in the bottom?
Yeah, I did see that. So they acknowledge it, but there's no... So Clancy now has come out here, and he's going to block me from going outside.
Yeah.
And then he goes outside himself. And I'm standing here trying to get past him because I know there's extra dialogue out there. It doesn't really lead anywhere that I know of, but there is an extra dialogue scene path out here. So he goes out, checks, says, oh, there's nothing, and then doesn't let me get past him.
Yeah, so you have to beat him, definitely.
And I don't know if it's like before you go to the bathroom, you have to go there, or what, because it seems like it just timed itself perfectly to when I was trying to get to that door from down the hallway.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Again, this is one of those scenes where like you can just smell the scene.
No, it screams
the odor.
odor.
Yeah.
I am alive. But definitely the way we played this out, the end of this changed a little bit from what we played the first time. Yeah, there are not as many options, I guess.
God, he looks so moist.
Gross.
Yeah,
there it is, red
ice.
ice.
There it is.
Yeah. This is my Bob's struggling to find.
Yeah, they just trying to find where every single one of them
Well,
is.
it's
I think
annoying
I kept
'cause they have,
doing
like-
his eyebrow.
They have like 2 right next to each
Yeah,
other.
and you always get the one you don't want.
Yeah.
28 stab wounds. If you've ever watched like CSI or anything like that, generally they talk about crimes of passion being ones that are like this.
Yeah. This is where Bob struggled.
Well, I think I knew it was in his hand at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, some of this stuff it's like great fingerprints, but I like to kind of collect everything, and it helps further the story.
Well, definitely. If you're looking over a crime scene, you want to make sure you covered everything.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
I always feel like I'm playing Arkham, because this is kind of a very similar way the detective aspect of the Arkham City games was.
I think,
you could reconstruct a scene like this.
Yeah, I think I watched you play that, and it was very similar.
Yeah. So that every time I do one of these, it reminds me of playing Arkham City. You know, actually, the whole Arkham line. I never ended up beating the last of the Arkham series. It's you know, I love open world games, and I used to play Skyrim and those type of games a lot. And as I've gotten older, I find it not so much hard, because it's not hard to sit down and play a game that I love. I played religiously the God of War series. But yeah, I would say overwhelming. Like,
it's just a lot.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to get back outside again. The option's gone. I can't. But I feel like, yeah, it is a lot, because you have so many side quests and you have so many everything to do.
Lieutenant,
and well, Arkham City
I
certainly is nowhere near the level of Skyrim.
All ears.
This felt like it was so much to do. You know, and yeah, I do have the see, you do have the option in the bathroom.
I know, but
they
give you wrong
I did
options.
the kitchen.
Though.
But it just felt like it was so big, and I could follow just the story portion if I wanted
exactly happened here?
Okay. But then I just have it's just like this completionist thing in the back of my head. If I've started it, I want to do all of it, and that's what kills me. It kills me every game that's like that.
And it's hard when you work full time.
Yeah.
Especially when you can't play every single game, like you could when you were in school, coming home or whatever, you had a lot more time.
Mm-hmm.
Working every day and then picking and choosing.
The android stabbed the victim.
You want a game you can actually get through
So the android
in a certain
was
amount of
trying
time.
to defend itself, right?
But I love playing Zelda. That's Breath of
then
the
what
Wild
happened?
is my
The
is
victim
one of my
fled
faves
to-
as far as newer games, and
I
it's
actually
huge.
love that game, and again, that I started it and saw how big it was, and was like,
The
I'm not
living
even gonna bother, because, and I know you're all are gonna hoot and holler about it, but it's just so big that I know that I won't get through all of it, and that portion of me won't be satisfied. I've played it little bits and pieces because it is an incredible
It's an
game, and I want to
amazing game.
experience it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like pace it out,
makes
but
sense.
I do it
The
not very
android
often
murdered
at
the
all.
victim.
Yeah. I love playing it. I love it because you can just
With
pick
the
it up, do
knife.
some side quests, or you can do, I've
Okay.
beat the majority of it.
Yeah.
Your theory's not totally.
And I've always loved playing like
But it doesn't
Games of
tell us
Past
where the
and Super
android
NES, and so and
It
that's
was
that's
damaged
the
by
same
the
way.
bat and lost some therium.
Lost some what?
Therium. You call it blue blood. It's the fluid that
Oh,
powers
therium.
androids'
Yeah, it's the blue blood.
biocomponents.
The
It
stuff you
evaporates
eat.
after a few hours and becomes invisible to the naked eye.
Yes, if that's what you want to call it. He's an android. I don't
But I
think they
bet you can still
It's
see
just his
it.
processing
it's
unit.
true.
Correct.
Still gross to watch.
Very. See, now Hank likes you a little more.
Yeah, I'm trying to go full good route with Hank. I'm again with these type of games that have multiple playability options. Once I've beaten it, I also find it hard to go back and beat it again.
I'd be
but
curious
I think it
to
would be
peek
kind of
through.
fun. Yeah, it'd be kind of fun to try.
Make him really angry.
Yeah, different things, piss him off, and see what he does.
Yeah.
Wonder
I'm
if
sure
one of
he
the things
helps
will
you.
be Hank will kill you.
Yeah. I think maybe he helps you at a certain point, and if he's favorable of you, he's gonna help save you, or if he doesn't like you, he's just gonna want to let you
Maybe.
go. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
I'd like to have the option to save him. Of course, I'd probably fail at it. I would. Pressure gets to me.
If you guys like this game and you haven't played Until Dawn, Until Dawn is like horror like this, and it's really fun.
Yeah, she loves Until
Love
Dawn.
Until Dawn. You can play it so many different ways, and you want to have different endings for each one, and you basically want to save the whole group of people, or you can have one die and then the ending's different.
So
It's
right there,
amazing.
I'm following the blue blood trail, and so what we were trying to determine was if it actually did start in the bathroom, and it's kind of hard to tell because it leads to the kitchen. But if you follow the actual crime scene reconstruction, he gets stabbed in the kitchen, so it had to have started in the kitchen, or else there wouldn't have been a blood trail to the bathroom. I didn't want to futz with this either. I didn't want to fool you guys into thinking I didn't know where it went. I knew it was up in the attic at this point.
But this is the part I was talking about where the first time we played, we got more options as far as once we got into the attic. This time we don't get very many options.
Hey, what are you doing with that chair?
I'm going to check something.
Quiet, Clancy.
What does he
So
think
the
he's gonna
first
do?
ever show that I saw Clancy Brown in was when I was younger. Yeah, it was my DualShock, because I never plugged the damn things in.
Shocker!
I was in
Something's
a
running
show when
low
I was
battery.
younger, and I think I was in junior high, called Earth 2. If you've never seen it, I only think it ran for maybe 2 or maybe 3 seasons. It was a sci-fi weekly. I mean, I guess everything was weekly back in the day. We didn't have these options. And for some reason, that show has stuck with me through my entire life. I don't know what it is about that show. I don't know if it was the sci-fi nature or how isolating it felt. Scary name, dog. But it's stuck with me
Jump scare.
through my whole life. And it had these creatures that were like tremors that would come out of the ground. They were like alien creatures, and then we didn't know if they were good or bad. And it
We've
was-
been together since 2012, and you've never brought this up.
Nope.
The
I'd love to
things you
watch it
learn,
again.
the
I'd
things
love to
you
watch
learn.
it and see if I still like it the way that I remember. Because nostalgia
like-
is a funny thing.
That's like me with Nightmare on Elm Street. That terrified me when I was younger, and now I love horror movies, so love them.
Boy, talk about horror films. How cool would it be if they did like a Jason or a Freddy game like this? I think that would be cool. I mean,
Well,
again,
Until
we
Dawn
talked
has
about
that
un-
air,
yeah, we
though.
talked
That's what
about-
I'm saying.
We
But-
talked about Until Dawn. I'd love to see them do it with a big franchise. I don't know if they could get the rights to it, but
I mean, the new Friday the 13th game is pretty awesome.
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's...
I'm begging you.
I just
Don't tell me.
I'm so uncultured. I don't like
What the fuck is
playing.
going on up there?
I like playing on my own terms. This is kind of a shocker to us, and you get this every time.
Chris!
You don't get the
Ben,
choice to
get
let
your
him go or
asses in
not.
here
You
now.
have
Yeah.
to bring him in, and it's kind of
Come on!
The first time we
No, it's
got
kind
other
of-
options.
no, we didn't, because we talked about it the first time. It's kind of one of those weird things where if you're trying to be a certain way with the character, they kind of wall that off and don't let you with that choice.
Depending on if you're pro Android or
Yeah.
basically against, you
Yeah.
can go kind of either way.
So
You
here,
still have all that
our
area that
internet
wasn't
apparently crashed, and so we didn't get the world stats.
so
for you
many
guys.
technical issues.
If you knew how much technical crap I had to deal with on a day-to-day basis, make me want to flip this table over.
hmm
Yeah, I really wanted to see the world stats to see where we were, but we did see, like, up top, you get skeptical, you had question marks, you had Hank being neutral, so you get a little bit of status of your character and how people are feeling about you, and it probably follows to the other characters with, not Connor, what's the other one?
Kara.
Yeah, Kara and... Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Marcus.
Marcus, thank you. Probably have
I was
the
gonna
same,
say Marvin.
same things. So there was a whole path down the bottom
Yeah, see below
by the check shower.
Check shower.
We don't know what that does, but it looks like
What
it
is
leads
that?
a whole other path.
Yeah.
See, there's the analyzed backyard. We missed that. It doesn't lead anywhere. It doesn't really give you any other super options. But the check shower does, and it
Yeah.
leads almost to its own ending. I think it's its own ending.
So if you guys have figured that out, definitely leave a comment because I'm curious what that leads
I am
to.
too.
We played it through twice and we still haven't found
Yeah,
it
and we
out.
poked around the
Yeah.
second time because we knew what we did the first time. We were kind of looking to try to do something different.
I'm sure it's something obvious that you're like, click on that when we
Now,
play, but
we did notice that it follows the path, and I'm going to put my recording on pause. It follows the path from you reconstructing or knowing what happened. If you don't know what happened, it goes there. And then also reconstructing the crime scene leads you there as well. So I don't
find the deviant,
think it's a good option. It's probably Hank kicking your butt right out of there.
maybe.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
I'm sure if you piss him off a little bit, he's probably like, all right, I don't need your help. You can go back into the car or something like that. I could picture him doing that.
Probably.
Yeah.
So that's where the recording stopped. So, yeah, so I think that's it. And we made it through.
Yeah.
I definitely love doing this type of thing. So if you'd like to see us do this type of video again, let us know, because this was a lot of fun.
Like the video?
Yeah, definitely. Like the video, give us a comment, thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification. Hit that notification bell. I'm leaving that in. That's not going to be a blooper. I'm leaving that one in. And yeah, hit the notification bell to let you guys know when we post something new.
Because YouTube is moody.
Yeah, very moody. Don't forget to go to Instagram or Twitter. Vote on what you'd like to see next, whether it's the Dragon Ball box or the Retro box.
We're also on Facebook.
We are on Facebook.
There's nothing on
Come
there,
and
but...
see us on Facebook.
Come
We're
on
waiting
over.
for people. And remember, guys, don't be a turd.
Be an uncultured nerd.
Until next time, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.